Wow, these are pretty cool. And you wanna be one? Before we begin, I wanna mention that this guide won't only focus on gear, but also how to use said gear and everything you really need to know about tank in dungeons. That's why I'm splitting it into two parts, because there's just too much for one video. Okay, so tank has two playstyles. The first of which is pure tank, where you're just a big guy with a big dumpy.
Damn, boy, he's thick, boy!
Which you use to protect your entire team. The glaring weakness of being a pure tank is that your clearing potential is about as potent as a 97-year-old grandma's would be. In short, you do no damage, and this is exactly the problem that the second playstyle, the hybrid tank, tries to address. But that's not at all viable before like floor 5, so more on that later. First things first, get as many fairy souls as you can. I'm sorry, but it's unavoidable. Now if you've never played dungeons before, I seriously recommend getting Dungeonized Protector Dragon Armor. Yes, Old has better initial EHP, in case you don't know what EHP is, pause the video now, but Protector's full set bonus makes you way tankier when you're low on health. Also, in case you didn't know, Protector Dragon Armor has no kata requirement. The wiki is wrong. So please buy Dungeonized. The more stars the better. As for your weapon, you really can't go wrong with a dungeonized aspect of the dragons. But if you have a few more coins, the Flower of Truth is great for groups of enemies. Anyways, here's where the issue of being a pure tank becomes painfully obvious. Since you're tanking 4/5 of your entire team's damage in addition to your own, you have to maximize your EHP or you will die. Armor Reforge is included. That means you won't be getting any damage or crit chance from your armor, and in turn doing pretty much no damage yourself. Not even critting half the time. But you do have this pretty cool ability called subscribing to my channel. You just gotta click the nice rectangular button. Oh, and this one as well. Also look at this. 500 million coin giveaway on my Discord server. Go! Join now! What are you waiting for? Back to being a tank now. You also have another ability called the Seismic Wave, which does like 1 trillion damage. Sadly has a 15-second cooldown though. Still, make sure to use this whenever you're clearing. If you really want to go all in on the Seismic Wave, you can also use an Earth Shard, which lowers the cooldown by 2 seconds. But it does have a Catacombs requirement, so watch out for that. Oh yeah, and you also have your ult, which makes you pretty much immortal for 20 seconds. As for pets, there's really nothing for now if I'm being honest. You could get an Epic Turtle, which boosts your defense by 20% at max level, but I don't think it's really worth the price. Just use whichever pet you have. You'll probably survive. You're a big boy after all. No matter which one you end up using though, please put either a Spooky Cupcake on it for speed or a Crochet Tiger plushie if you want a bit more attack speed. With this setup, you should be able to tank every floor up till floor 5. If you're dying, it probably just means that your kata level is too low. Here are a few items which can help you not die however. The Ornate Zombie Sword is lovely for keeping yourself healthy. Similarly useful are the Wand of Healing and its upgrades. Mana Flux is also alright, but too pricey for what it does in my opinion. Oh, and you can also reforge your armor to be giant, but that costs a lot of coins. Okay, Mr. Powliner sir, very cool, but I still don't know what to actually do in dungeons. Yes, I know, let's talk about that now. As mentioned before, tanks suck at clearing, and pretty much everyone else doesn't. Instead of fighting the mobs yourself, you should prioritize getting secrets and solving puzzles. Don't know secrets? Too bad, you're gonna have to learn them. There's many secret guides out there on YouTube. Just look it up and learn a few rooms at a time. Alternatively, you can also install something like Dungeon Rooms mod, which actually gives you waypoints for each secret, making you learn them much quicker. But this is a use at your own risk mod at the end of the day. But Powliner, I can't possibly remember all the secrets. I know, don't worry, you don't need to. You see, each floor needs a specific percentage of secrets before the maximum secret score is reached. For example, if you're on floor 2, you only need 40% of all secrets. It'll also show what percentage you're at on the tab menu and turn green once you've gotten the needed amount. Oh, and for puzzles, just install a mod with solvers. The most popular ones are Not Enough Updates and Skytils. I'll leave both download links in the description. Once you start doing floor freeze, you should also learn about this thing, the Trap Room. aka the thing every Dungeons player ever just walks away from as soon as they see it. But that's lame. And you're not lame. There's two different ones. For now, do the free secret one normally. You'll figure it out as you play. But if you stumble across the 4th secret one, I strongly recommend cheesing it. All you need for it is a stonk. First, blow up this crypt with a super boom TNT and mine into the wall and to the right like so. Once you get to the chest, just spam right click on it and you'll be able to open it. That's it. Don't do it the intended way, seriously, it takes way too long. The floor 1 through 3 boss fights really aren't anything special. Just stand close enough to your teammates to tank for them. Although it's kinda hard not to stand close enough with this absolute chonker of a radius. Floor 4 is a complete circus of a boss fight. But yeah, again, your only job is to stand next to your team and tank their damage. Also, avoid the chicken mines or you will be game ended. Alright, now on floor 5 your current gear may seem a bit lacking. Firstly, with armor it's either you go all out by buying a floor 6 carry and getting Necromancer Lord armor, or just sticking with your Protector Dragon. What I really recommend you do, however, is buying a legendary blue whale as soon as possible. This thing is absolutely insane and boosts your EHP by a lot. If you do choose to buy one, I also recommend getting one with a helmet already on it, as it nullifies knockback. But Powliner, you absolute ape! Don't you know that tanks don't take knockback? Yes, I know that, but you see, as with many things in Hypixel Skyblock, this ability is bugged. If you die, it no longer works. If you swap armor sets, it no longer works. If you file a divorce, it no longer works. What I'm trying to say is that you'll have to put it on there at some point anyways. The only downside of this pet is that it's not cheap, but it really is that good. The best tank pet by far. After beating floor 5 once, I also recommend purchasing a Livid Dagger. This thing is seriously amazing for tanks because it gives max crit chance and attack speed. So it actually makes you do some damage instead of just none whatsoever. At this point, I also recommend buying a rabbit hat and a legendary silverfish pet so that you can do the free secret trap cheese. By the way, depending on when you're watching this, the cheese may have already been patched, so check the pinned comment before buying anything. I'll update it if anything changes. Anyways, here's how you do it. Blow up this crypt on the left and flick the lever behind it. Then, put on your rabbit hat, do the simple parkour and make your way over to this crusher. Now you gotta jump from this block around the wall onto this slab. What you'll now do is a little thing called stonk swapping. Hold out your sword, then swap to your stonk and quickly mine this block. And do the same with the other one. Lastly, open the chest. Oh, and the reason you need a legendary silverfish is to be able to insta-break these blocks. This may seem difficult at first, but it really isn't. Besides this, floor 5 is pretty much the same. In the boss room, you can probably literally just go take a dookie mid-boss fight. Floor 6 is where tank starts to become more interesting. Firstly, you'll definitely want to retire your Protector Dragon armor and replace it with Necromancer Lord. It's just way better in every single way imaginable. If you have Zombie Slayer 7, you can also opt for the Reaper mask instead of the Necromancer Lord helmet, as it's much better, but it's also way more expensive. Now if you want to keep playing pure tank you can, but know that your runs will be much faster if you transition into a hybrid tank, because you'll be able to clear as well. Put on your best Jujunon cosplay of Tooth of Shadow Assassin, a Zombie Knight chestplate, and a golden Sedan head, along with a Juju shortbow, and simply machine gun everything in sight. Just don't forget to swap back during the boss fight, or you will disintegrate. Speaking of the boss fight, your role here remains largely the same. If your team is lower kata, then you probably want to stay in the portal during the terracotta phase. If your team is experienced enough, however, definitely go mid. It's just faster this way. During the Giants phase, all you need to do is stand at the center so that the Giants gravitate towards you. As for the Sedan phase, you just need to exist somewhere on the map. Also, please don't hit the Giants or Sedan, it just knocks them around, making it harder for your teammates to kill them. Bonus tip for making it this far. Sometimes your teammates will need help with stronger mini-bosses, and ask for you to TP to them and tank their damage. So have Spirit Leaps on you. Okay, that's pretty much it for this part. Goodbye everyone.